Welcome to the Fit Chicks and Hormones podcast, where we focus on all things midlife, hormones, and how to finally feel good in your body again. I'm Angie, a fellow midlife survivor and a coach, here to help you stop guessing and finally get results with hormone smart habits that actually work. Let's get started. I wanted to jump in here and talk about this because I feel like this is one thing that most women are concerned about, right? And I have conversations with women in person and in the DMs every single week. And we're talking about what's going on with them, how they're feeling, all the things. And they're sharing with me that it makes them sad that they're not getting answers. They're doing all the things. They're not getting results. They're not feeling any different. And we talk about the next steps, and we have a conversation about, okay, maybe we need to shift these things, or maybe just try this. And sometimes I get I'm not willing to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm not even talking about like signing up for coaching. I'm just talking about something simple as like, let's see how your body would respond without dairy. And they're like, no, I love dairy. I don't want to give it up. And I can relate to that and understand that. But my first thought when I hear that is maybe they're just not ready to change, right? Because I know for myself, when I was in that deep, dark place of perimenopause, when I was ashamed to look in the mirror, I was not able to function because I was just exhausted all the time from not sleeping. And every time I ate certain foods, I would break out on my skin. I was getting hives. My eyes were itching. My head was itching. I mean, it was just horrible. And I couldn't figure out what it was. So I had to figure it out. And once I learned what it was that would help me fix those things, you're darn right I was willing to try them, because I did not want to live feeling that way any longer. It was miserable. And I know a lot of these women that I talk to are miserable too, because I can hear it in their voice. I can hear it when I talk to them. I can feel their pain. And so I guess they're just not ready, right? So I guess what I want to ask you today first is, how much longer are you willing to wake up feeling exhausted? To hate what you see in the mirror? To feel uncomfortable in your clothes? To have no energy, to feel bloated or inflamed and have crazy mood swings, just feel miserable. But keep telling yourself, you know what? I'm going to start Monday. I just need to be more motivated. I just don't have the energy. Or I'm not ready, I'm going on vacation. Or I can't even give up bread. I don't want to give up bread. Right? Which is crazy. Or even worse, they say, I know what I need to do. But either they don't do it, or do you really know what you should be doing? Because if you truly knew what you needed to do and you were doing it consistently, you wouldn't still be feeling the way that you are, right? That's I guess, when I have these conversations, that's what I'm thinking. Because I see so many women stuck in this cycle of doing it, right? They want to change. They really do. They reach out to me. We have the conversations. They want the change. They just don't want to change their habits. They want the results, but they keep negotiating with themselves. They're like, well, but this, and but that, and they're making excuses. They want the energy, but they're not willing to compromise doing the things that aren't prioritizing their sleep. They're skipping meals. They're using caffeine to get them through the day. They're drinking wine every single night. And they're wondering why nothing is changing. And at some point, you have to be like, okay, obviously what I'm doing is not working. So I need to stop making excuses. And I need to start doing something different. Because this is not easy, right? And not because menopause is making things harder, because it does. I get that. It's not going to change overnight like it did when you were 30. And you need to stop thinking that you want to be that 30-year-old. So I want to look like I did when I was 30. I want to feel like I did when I was... You need to not. It's not going to happen, right? And just because you're in menopause doesn't mean that you can't make things happen. So when I say menopause, I'm generalizing because it's not just menopause, because we know menopause is one day. But when I say menopause, I'm thinking perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopausal, right? The thing is, you have the power. You are not powerless. You have the power to make the changes. I give you so much. I share so many things in these podcasts. If you're on my email list, I'm giving you tons of free guides, tons of information. I'm sharing my stories. If you're in my free community, you see I share all the things that I'm doing, all the things that I do for myself, all the things that I do for my clients that are getting them results. So the next question has to be, why are you not using them? Why are you not doing them? So that's just something to think about. Sorry, I got an itch in my eye. And maybe it's because, yeah, it's out there, right? The GLP-1s, you see everybody using them and they're losing weight real quickly. And you're like, wow, I want it to me, because we want that quick fix, right? We want that magic pill. We want the magic supplement. We want the magic workout. But there is not one. Yes, the GLP-1 may help you to lose weight quickly, but what else is it doing to your body that you're not providing it with? Because what else is going to happen to your body? Just because you lose weight does not mean that you're going to feel good. It just means you're losing weight, okay? And what it comes down to is doing the boring, basic stuff. And doing them consistently. That is what will get you results. Whatever results you're looking for. So today, what I want to talk about is something that I call my S.H.E.D framework. Okay? Because if you want to feel better, if you want to lose belly fat, if you want to get your energy back, if you want to sleep better and feel like yourself again, because these are all things that are important, right? Not just the weight loss. Because again, you may lose the weight, but if you feel like crap all the time, is it worth it? So if you want all the things to happen, you need to address these 4 things. Just 4. That's it. 4 things, okay? And I'm also going to challenge you to ask yourself where you've been getting in your own way. Why are you not taking the information? Because information is not your problem anymore, right? It's implementing it. So where are you holding back, and why is that not happening? So let's jump in. First, we're going to talk about S. This is how we stop storing the belly fat. Because I know for many of you, this is the thing, right? This is that thing. But you need to know and remember, you cannot keep saying you want to lose belly fat while continuing to live in a way that tells your body to store the fat. So what I mean by this is, if you want to see fat loss happen, but you're barely getting any sleep, you are running on caffeine, you are skipping meals, you are just doing random workouts or not working at all, you are under-eating. Oh, this one's huge, everybody I talk to. Under-eating all day, and you're under-eating good foods and overeating processed foods, and then you overeat at night because your body is starving. You're living stressed out 24/7, and then you're wondering, why is my body not changing? Why am I not getting results? It's not because your body's confused. It's responding exactly how it's supposed to respond. So a stressed out body stores fat. Pure and simple. And I just had a conversation with a client that she's under eating. So what is happening? Her body is storing fat. She's stressed out and working out and under eating, and those are stress, and her body is holding on to fat. Like, she's not getting anywhere because of those things, right? You cannot out-stress or out-diet stress. You cannot outwork poor recovery. You cannot out-hustle the hormone chaos that's going on. I want you to stop thinking about calories, okay, for a second, and start asking yourself this, because it's not about calories. It's kind of funny because when we read that conversation, she's like, oh, I didn't want to add any dressing because I was going to add too many calories. And I was like, oh my God, girl, you need those calories. Please add the dressing. Please add the dressing. So you need to start asking yourself, what signals am I sending to my body every day? Because it is listening to the signals that you are giving it. Because the cortisol is constantly high, and for many of you it is, your body is in survival mode. It's holding on. It's not prioritizing fat. It's prioritizing protecting your body, which means storing fat in your waist, maybe in your hips and thighs too, right? So if you want to stop storing belly fat, you need to stop acting like the woman who is in survival mode. That means, what do you need to do? You need to eat more protein. You need to strength train consistently. Ladies, the more muscle mass you have on your body, the more fat your body will burn. Okay? The healthier your metabolism is. You need to walk more. That's going to help with stress. It's going to get you in the sunshine. You need to prioritize your sleep. Get your sleep. Find a sleep routine. Something that is going to help you make sure you get your sleep. And if you don't know, then you need to reach out and ask me and I can help you. You need to manage the stress. It ain't going away. We know that. I have been in probably high stress mode for the last 8 weeks. But I'm doing all the other things and I'm trying to balance that stress, right? You need to stabilize your blood sugar. This is so simple. But I see women not doing it by not eating their protein, by not eating their vegetables, by just overloading on sugar because they're tired and exhausted and stressed out. And you don't have to do anything perfect. I am not perfect by any means. My clients are not perfect by any means. I don't expect perfection because perfection just sets you up to fail, right? But you need to be consistent. And maybe you don't need to do all these things at once. Maybe you just pick one. So maybe you're like, okay, I'm just going to focus on hitting my protein for the next 2 weeks. That's it. And then after that, you're consistently hitting your protein. All right, now I'm going to start going for walks every single day for 2 weeks. Great. Add on them. The difference between trying to do them all at once and not doing them and then doing them 2 days or 3 days here and there and doing them consistently is the consistency is going to get you results. Not being perfect, not doing it all, doing the things you need to do consistently. Then we have H, which is halting the hot flashes and the hormone chaos. This is the hot flashes and all the stuff that you're feeling in your body, right? The hot flashes, the night sweats. It's all a thing you hit. It only hits you once you turn 40. Because it's funny, again, these conversations I have with women all the time in so many different age groups. I'm like, once you hit 40, I remember telling somebody this, things are going to change. She's like, whatever. I don't think so. She turned 40 6 months in. She's like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what you mean. Right? Things just start shifting. And that's what your body's meant to do because you didn't do anything different, right? It just did it. And hot flashes, they're common, right? Most women are going to get them, but you shouldn't be suffering for them for years. I have women that tell me they've been having hot flashes for 10 years. I'm like, why? You don't have to be miserable. Just because you're in menopause or going through menopause, perimenopause or whatever, doesn't mean you have to suffer and be miserable. There are things you can do. Your body is giving you a signal that it needs something else, okay? And not because you think, okay, this is how it is. I'm in menopause. I just need to push through, right? But you end up pushing through, but you're waking up at 2 o'clock because you're soaked. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, having to put a towel on my bed because I had sweated so much. I know it's gross. My head was wet. It was dripping down my chest. My pillow, I had to cover everything because I just wanted to try and go back to sleep. Or if you're in a meeting or you're standing up in class, I've done that before, and all of a sudden you just get this hot flush and you're like, oh my gosh, and you need to fan yourself off, or oh my God, I need a fan, right? Or if your heart is racing, you're feeling anxious, or you're inflamed and you're feeling puffy, your fingers are puffy, you can't wear your rings, you just feel yuck all the time. Your body is asking you to stop and pay attention. And yes, estrogen is a part of this because it's doing this and then it's dropping, but it's the inflammation in your body that is making the hot flashes, the hormonal symptoms, and all of that last longer. Inflammation is what is causing those hot flashes to continue on. You cannot eat ultra-processed foods, live stressed out all the time, not get sleep, ignore your gut health, and expect to have calm hormones. It's just not going to happen. Your gut health matters. Inflammation matters. Your body detoxing matters. And yes, sometimes HRT is part of this conversation, but you can't think I'm going to just go get an HRT and not address these lifestyle things that need to be addressed. You cannot out-supplement your way out of a lifestyle problem. It just won't happen. I am currently on HRT, all the things, progesterone, testosterone, estradiol, and when I eat junk, and I don't get good sleep, and I don't manage my stress, I feel like complete crap. I get more hot flushes, I have more anxiety, I experience a lot more aches and pains, I get puffy, the scale goes up. But as soon as I get back on track with these lifestyle things, I feel so much better. That's where I want to be. I don't want to be in this constant state of chaos crap. It's not a good place to be. And it all comes down to consistency, right? I want to also just address this detox pathway, because for me this is huge, because I have the MTHFR gene and the COMT gene, and if you have those, you know what happens is my body doesn't detox very well. And this is probably a lot more of you than you know. You can do testing for it, but I'm sure a lot of you have it without even being tested, and it doesn't matter. Like, we should constantly be focused on detoxing our body anyway, and what that means is supporting proper estrogen clearance. We want estrogen to do its job and then get out of our body. And when we don't do that, it leads to estrogen dominance, which leads to all those symptoms that I was talking about, right? The brain fog, the hot flashes, the night sweats, the anxiety, the inflammation, all that stuff, okay? So we have to support our detox pathways. And how do we do that? Simple things as not eating crap all the time, drinking lots of water, taking a hot bath, doing some dry skin brushing. Like, there's so many simple. I dry skin brush every single morning, at least 6 out of 7 days a week. I even take it with me when I go on vacation, because then I know I'm definitely eating off plan. But you need to make sure you're supporting your body in what it needs, okay? And when you do, that's when things change, okay? So now we're going to talk about E, which is erasing the exhaustion and the brain fog. How many of you feel this? This one, with a lot more stress going on lately and not getting good sleep, has been horrible for me. I feel exhausted every day, brain foggy, and I see this a lot, that women are just exhausted beyond words. And what's ironic, or I should say not ironic, but it's like, they don't show it because they've been living this way forever, and they don't feel it because they've been living this way forever, right? They're like, I don't feel it, but your body feels it, and it's showing you by being exhausted, by having brain fog, by all the things, right? And we know it's happening, and we know we're exhausted, but we still don't say no. We still refuse to slow down. And I get it, because we're women. We do all the things. We're the one who everybody depends upon, right? We're the ones who get all the things done. We're the ones who push through, just push through, because we know if we just keep pushing through, there may be a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe. We're hoping it's there. But I want you to know that your ability to continue to push through is literally destroying your health. It is making you sick. It's giving you all these health issues. It is not making you feel good in your body, and it is not helping you get rid of the belly fat. 1000%. It is not. Okay? And if you tell yourself, it's okay, when I get there, when I get to that point, I'll rest later. But guess what? Your body's going to tell you something different. Because it's going to give you the brain fog, the exhaustion, the anxiety, the insomnia. These are warning signs that you've pushed too far. And then we get sick. And then we are laid out, right? So what do you need to do? You need to start to slow down, to let your body recover, to support what your body needs right now. Because otherwise it's going to scream back at you. And you're going to feel like complete crap. And you can't take a pill to help. You can't, you have to practice nervous system regulation. You have to bring your body back into balance. I just told the same client I was having the conversation with that, because I asked her, what do you do for stress management? And she said, I really don't have any. We used to go for walks, used to do this. I go, what because you are in overdrive, the simplest thing you can do is just stop, lay down, put your feet up the wall for 10 minutes, or stop and breathe. This tells your body, even though you may not feel the stress, this tells your body, I'm safe. Okay? It brings that nervous system back down to a calm place. Otherwise, it's just going to hold on to the belly fat. You're never going to get rid of it. And the hardest thing for us women to do is set boundaries and say no. Stop overcommitting. Stop running all the time. Stop running yourself into the ground. And it's hard at first. I get that. I know. It was for me too. But now it's so liberating to say no without guilt, knowing that I'm protecting my health and my hormones. It feels amazing. And I don't feel guilty. And guess what? Life goes on for everyone. Life is still continuing on. Nobody has gotten hurt. Nobody has died. Just because you say no doesn't mean the world's going to fall apart. Even though we feel like we are the only ones holding it together, I promise you it will not fall apart. Okay? So some things that can help with this, like I just said, is laying with your legs up the wall for 10 minutes. Do it while you watch TV. If you don't want to sit there, because I have a hard time being present in my body, but lay down, put your legs up the wall. Sometimes before I get out of the bed in the morning, when I already know it's going to be a busy day, I'll just lay there, say things that I'm grateful for, and take some deep breaths. That's how I get out of bed, to start my day off a good place. You can also get morning sunlight. If it's not sunlight, like bright light, not the bad lights, but you know what? Stand next to a window and get some sunlight on your face. They have sun lamps. This is something simple that you can do. It helps to regulate your sleep and your wake cycle. And then you're not after fighting against that sleep, right? And it also has a huge impact on your cortisol regulation, that's the one thing that we definitely need to be focused on. And I know it sounds simple, but it's free. And this is how simple it can be, ladies. This is how simple it can be. For you to say, no, I can't stand in front of I can't get my face in the sun, or I can't get a sun lamp, or I can't lay with my legs up the wall 10 minutes. Is that making excuses? Or is that not choosing you and making yourself a priority? I just want you to think about that, because it's free. It doesn't cost you any money. Because if money is the issue, it doesn't cost you anything, right? And then making sure you're eating enough food, ladies. Eat the food. Eat the food. Please eat the food. You should be eating regular meals every day. Don't skip your breakfast. Eat your breakfast. Make sure you get your protein. Food is fuel. Food is going to help your body manage the stress better. Okay? And then D. Ditch the mood swings and feel like yourself again. Woohoo! This is a good one, right? Because if you think about it, the mood swings, they're just affecting you. Right? They're affecting everyone around us. When we're feeling irritated, who do we take it out on? Whoever's around us. Or we yell, we're anxious, we react to something that was just so super simple. When we're emotional, overwhelmed, all these feelings that you're having, it doesn't mean you're going crazy. It's just information your body is giving you. And there are people that have to manage us around it, right? But it's your body's way of telling you that something is off. Whether it's letting you know you have lower progesterone, because progesterone is our calming hormone. Whether you have high cortisol, or you haven't been sleeping, or you're not eating enough food, or you're not getting enough nutrients, because we get nutrients that our body needs from fuel, but if we're not eating, then we're not getting those nutrients, right? Your body is constantly talking to you, and I say this over and over again. You have to stop and listen. You have to stop and listen. And if your lifestyle sounds like this, you have coffee for breakfast and that's it. Then lunch is just some random salad. Dinner, you're starving, so you overeat, or you're eating sugar and carbs for dinner. And you're eating up until you go to bed, and then you're not sleeping. And then you wake up the next day and your body's stressed out and you got all kinds of stuff going on, right? Your hormones are gonna reflect that. You can't expect to be emotionally stable if your physical foundation is full of chaos. Your moods are going to reflect that. And did you see, as I'm talking about all these things, how they are all so interrelated? I talk about this piece of puzzle all the time. I don't want to go into it a lot, but they are pieces of the puzzle that you put together, And one piece will help the other piece fit, and will help the other piece fit, will help the, and when you do that, that's when you start to feel better in your body. And that's why the whole overall picture should not be just about fat loss. Yes, you want to lose belly fat. Yes, you want to feel good in your clothes. But don't you also want to feel like you again? Whoever that new you is, like you're more calm, you have more energy, you feel strong, you feel confident, you feel resilient. You don't feel like you want to crawl in the closet and cry. So we need to support the body that we currently have and stop wanting to go back to that 30-year-old version of ourselves. It's time to create a new version of yourself, the 2.0 version. What does she look like? What does she want? She can't do the things that you did before. So I want to ask you the question that I started with. How much longer do you want to keep living like this? Another 6 months? Another year? 5 more years? The lady that I just talked to, she said, I don't know what it was. It was just like a heartfelt thing at the beginning of the year. She goes, and I just said to myself, this year, it needs to be about me. I need to take care of me. Oh, I was like, oh my God, that's the most amazing thing I have heard. I love that. So when is that going to be for you, right? Because if we keep putting it off and putting it off, it's going to make it even that much harder to come back into balance and to figure out who we are now. So you don't need more information because you could get all the information you want to what to do, right? From ChatGPT. Seriously. You could go and be like, I want to do blah, 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 blah. Give me a plan. It will give you a plan. You could take all the information that I share all the time and put it into action. And you guys know most of the basics. If you're listening to me, you know. I talk about the same things all the time. I even was just thinking, I feel like I keep repeating myself over and over. But I guess that's the things that people need to know. It is the same things over and over. Eat your protein. Lift your weights. Get more sleep. Manage your stress. Support your hormones, right? You know this stuff. I know you do. This isn't a knowledge problem. It's implementation. It's being consistent. It's the accountability to do it and do it and do it again and again and again. So this is what I want you to take away from today. Belly fat in midlife isn't about trying harder. It's not about more discipline or being more motivated. It's about understanding your body's new rules. What is happening with your hormones, with your gut, with your nervous system, and working with them instead of against them. The harder you push against these changes, the harder your body's going to push back. Okay? And what does it actually look like when it clicks? When you are consistent, when you are putting these things into play. You're going to put on the shorts that make you feel confident, and you're not even going to care. You're going to sleep through the night instead of waking up staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. You're going to have the energy to get you through the afternoon and not need the caffeine or the coffee and the carbs when you get home from work, right? It's looking in the mirror and actually recognizing the woman that's looking back and being proud of her and being happy for her. That woman is still there. She's there. And this is what happens when you stop fighting your body with more restrictions and start working with what it actually wants from you, okay? But like I said at the beginning, most women are never going to get to this place on their own. Maybe some will, but most won't. Not because you're not capable. You guys are all capable. You do hard things. You've done many hard things. But it's doing it alone, piecing together the information, trying all the things, it's not working, you get frustrated, you give up, you're like, this is just how it's going to be, I don't even care anymore. Or you go to the doctor and they say, everything looks fine, and you're like, well, then what is it? It must be me. Something must be wrong with me. But it's not, okay? What you need is a clear path. You need to know exactly how simple this can be and how exactly you put it into life. Right? So, in my Midlife Momentum membership, I'm going to be doing a summer shred challenge. I've been talking about this. This is not about getting shredded and have six-pack abs. Now, maybe you will, but that's not what we're going into this for, because I don't know about you, but at 53, I don't care if I have six-pack abs. I just want to make sure that I can fit into my clothes and feel confident and feel good and energized and that I don't have this belly roll hanging over my pants, right? But what this summer shred challenge is going to be about is shedding the belly fat, shedding the hot flashes, shedding the mood swings, shedding the brain fog. And it's only going to take place inside my membership. And I'm going to walk you through the entire shed process, step by step, with support from me. Which is normally in the membership, you don't get as much accountability as you're going to get with this challenge. So if you join for these 3 months of this challenge, of the summer shred, you will get way more accountability than normal inside the membership, because we're doing this together as a group. And the thing is, you're not going to guess what you should do. The path is laid out easily. So we're going to add habits on as we go. Okay? Instead of do all the things, let's do this first as a group. How are you doing? Let's check in. Okay? Figuring out how it works for your lifestyle. Okay? And it's not overwhelming. It's not like you need to be dialed in, you need to be 100%, you're going to have to track your foods. That's not what it's about. It's about creating these new lifestyle habits, these shifts that your body needs instead of fighting against it. Okay? So the doors are going to open June 24th, which is next Wednesday, and I'll be sharing all the details over the next couple days. My social media posts, all the places, so make sure you're watching out. And if you're not on my email list, get on there too. This summer shred is a no-brainer for you. I mean, the cost is only $47 a month. With more accountability than normal, with workouts that are going to show you exactly how to build true muscle, and we're going to be filling in those missing nutrition gap, the missing nutrition things that you may be not having, because maybe you're thinking, because again, I had this conversation with this client, and she's eating good, but she's missing a lot of the key pieces. She's eating clean. She's eating good, healthy meals, just not enough of what she actually needs. So I'm going to share with you and teach you how to figure out what that is for you, okay? And we're going to learn how to create this new lifestyle around this new body that you have now since you've turned 40. So this is for you if you're 40 and up, okay? If you have any questions about it, reach out to me. It's hard to explain what it is, but once you get inside, you're going to see. I'm going to give you more than you could possibly imagine, and more of me than normally happens inside the membership, okay, for these 3 months. So if you have any questions, reach out. If you want more details, let me know. I can let you know what that is. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for listening, and share this with all your lady friends who are feeling stuck, lost, and alone, because we're all in this together. We need to start sharing the knowledge, so that everybody knows, you know what, this is what's happening, and here's what you can do. Hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any other topics that you want me to talk about, please let me know. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. If today's episode hit home, make sure to subscribe to the show and share it with a friend who needs it too. And if you're ready for more support, come hang out with us in the Fit Chicks and Hormones community. The link is in the show notes. And until next time, keep showing up for yourself. You deserve it.